Avengers 4, Farmer Thanos, the Scarecrow,
Explorer.
why won't my crops grow? All right.
I soiled my crops.
Phrasing.
Old McThanos had a farm. E-I-E-I-O.
Snap.
With a snap, snap here and a snap, snap there.
Are we done? Is that it?
Yeah. Let's begin. Hey, Josh.
What are you doing in here?
He's wanting to hear Nerdly Kingdom live. You can hear Nerdly Kingdom live too by breaking into our home.
All right, anyways. Welcome to Nerdly Kingdom. Oh, Lori's adjusting her mic.
It's
you got
fine.
it? You, okay.
Yeah.
A theme song.
Farmer Thanos.
No, that's too electric guitar-y for a kingdom.
It's too late, man.
We need a loop.
That started as a genuine attempt at a theme song and then just turned into harmony.
What?
Oh, I'm just turning around to get my drink.
Oh. Are you just gonna sing for the next hour and a half?
Yeah.
You know that's how we do this.
That
It's
is
our
true.
thought process.
Doesn't matter. I could cut.
We could just keep
I
talking.
could just cut
It
him
doesn't
out of
matter anymore.
everything. It doesn't even
I'm gonna
matter.
take these off because every
This
time
is something that needed to happen.
You singing?
No, cutting me out of things.
it's like we just invite William and give him a mic and let him talk into
He's
it.
like the player 2, like when you're little what they call little brother player 2ing, where it's not actually plugged in.
yeah, he's just got the controller going, look, I'm doing it. And you're like, yeah, sure.
Good job, little buddy. All right, what are we talking about? The Marvel podcast. What do we call it? Midnight Marvel.
yeah.
Weekend midweek Marvel.
Midweek Marvel
Midweek Marvel
On
midnight.
Friday.
on a Friday.
Last time it was on
Part
Saturday.
2.
Yeah.
Part 2.
Which I find funny because this is the second time Marvel's done this to us, where they've actually released the trailer the day we were set to record a podcast.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what they did to us last year
Was
with
it-
Infinity War 1,
This is why we don't do any Christmas
which was
podcasts.
Warrior
because-
Thanos.
Oh, instead of Farmer Thanos.
Yeah. Warrior Thanos, shiny glove.
Before he was the Mad Titan, now he's the...
Farmer
Teen Titan.
Wow. Wow.
I just want a movie about Thanos'
That's how they're going to beat him. They'll use the time stone to make him a teenager, and he'll go, I'm a Teen Titan, and they'll go, copyright, and DC will come in and kill Thanos.
I like to imagine there's another family living next to him. And there's some kids, they kick their soccer ball into the farm, and oh no, our soccer ball went into Mr. Thanos' garden.
And they'll pick it up and go, perfectly balanced, just as all things should be.
No, see, he walks over and he sees the two kids fighting over the ball, and
And
he
he'll just
offers to cut it in half
he'll rip it in
for
half.
him.
No, he'll just destroy half of it and give them the other half. And now you know balance. And they'll make no sense.
You know, and the thing is there's so many things Thanos could have done if he enjoyed balance without wiping out half of humanity. He could have made seesaws.
Here's
Done stuff with pH balance.
here's
want
Thanos
biology?
sitting over in his fancy farm with all of his food, looking over at his starving neighbors and going, it's overpopulation that's causing this.
Thanos is the 1%.
Thanos can't be bothered to share his crops. He has to kill half the universe. Thanos is a rich white man, confirmed.
That's not even funny. It's true. Okay, do we want to talk about other Marvel stuff first and go into Infinity War?
Yeah, kind of. Marvel. I don't know if Marvel. Someone announced that Marvel Studios was working on a Shang-Chi movie.
What cheese?
Shang-Chi. He's a martial art character.
I can tell from that. In superhero movies, all martial artist characters are generally named something racist.
With the name Shang, almost always.
Hey, Shang Tsung, he's a Mortal Kombat guy, but still.
So yeah, there's a Shang-Chi,
Shane
often
Dawson?
called
Wait,
the
no.
Master of Kung Fu, was a Marvel character, and they're working on a movie for him apparently.
Cool.
They're
Yeah,
also,
that's all the info I got.
They're also working on a Loki series that will star Tom Hiddleston.
What's going to be
Oh,
about?
yeah, we talked about that.
Loki.
How I thought you said they were working low key on a movie series.
Yeah, so far, the Disney streaming service, they've got, I think, 3 different,
And none of them are Daredevil.
they've got 3 different limited series. One's Loki, one's Scarlet Witch and Vision, and one is supposedly Bucky and Falcon. So,
Cool.
yeah.
That's all I got on that.
That's, and apparently I heard a rumor that Marvel's either considering a Hawkeye movie or a Hawkeye limited series.
I can see
I'd take
that
either
now
one,
that
honestly.
Hawkeye is about to be really cool, I think.
As long as they don't give him that same outfit they did in Age of Ultron.
So,
I have one note.
mhm.
And
Is it a G?
I don't know if that's a G. Maybe it is. My one Marvel note is people being outraged about Captain Marvel's cat having a different name.
Having what?
I
different
haven't
name.
heard anyone.
haven't
It's not
heard-
a lot of people.
I haven't heard much outrage over it.
It's just select. Yeah, I
was
didn't
gonna
say it was
say-
like massive outrage. Just a few people are just like, this is outrageous. How can you change? And I can't. They're so heated. I can't tell if they're trolls or not. Like I can't tell if they're
I
serious.
think the biggest split that I've seen so far, and you're actually a part of this, would
More or
be
less.
them giving her trademark Mohawk helmet.
Well, the Mohawk I just wasn't expecting. And the Mohawk I like making fun of because it's easy to make fun of.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw my debate on the Mohawk, but like she comes in,
Yeah.
she's part Kree, and she's like, whoo, and she's got an outfit. I just like the thought process in that. It's like, what's her helmet look like? A Mohawk. Mohawks are cool. It's like, yeah. And then the other guy's like, Kree don't have hair. Mohawk, too late.
Some
It's like,
Kree have hair.
no, Kree we've seen have hair.
Well, that's just a minority.
So just only bald Kree so far.
Jude Law has hair.
And
Does
he's
he?
Kree.
Oh yeah, that's
He's
right. He
Kree.
does have long hair, but almost all of them were like mostly bald, weren't they?
The ones we've seen have been, but
Maybe it's a
we've only
power
seen
move.
like I
Maybe.
think
I
Is it-
have hair, and therefore, when I have on my helmet, I'm still gonna let you know I have hair
we've only seen
because it's her
3
hair. Like
Oh, yeah.
it pushes her hair into a mohawk.
But the real thing I was laughing at is like it's so, and it's like that with any Mohawk battle Mohawk. It's the most impractical thing. Like what advantage does having that Mohawk give you besides accidentally hitting low doorways?
You look cool.
Like
I
I
think
want
that's
to.
all it is.
I want a scene where she's like in the middle of this giant battle fight, and she ends up stopping temporarily because her hair snags on a low
But
doorway.
if you notice the trailer, the way her mohawk is it's the way her helmet goes on her head. It pushes her hair up.
Yeah. I don't have an actual problem with the Mohawk.
So-
it just
it's like maybe
so
her
out
hair
of-
gets caught in it.
It's
a
of
humbling thing.
It's so out of
Maybe
place
that's why she
compared
has
to
the mohawk.
I
modern.
know when I
Kree
wear
are
a
bald.
ponytail, it
So the
hurts
fact
after
that
a
most
while.
Kree probably are bald and she's wearing the helmet is probably pushing her hair out. Maybe.
And that would hurt a lot. Speaking as someone who's had a ponytail before, it would hurt.
Don't pull your ponytail so tight.
I don't know.
Shut up.
I'll make you go bald.
It's all right. We
I
all
need
go
to-
bald one day.
Because
You won't if you don't
I
have your
need-
ponytails too tight.
I need to actually look into what Captain Marvel's power set is because it seems like she gets a new power every time I learn something new about her.
She should be like Superman, where she just has every single power.
I think she kind of is.
I mean, basically, I'm pretty sure
she's a beast.
because Captain Marvel's like one of
One
the
of the
OPs
most yeah.
in the Marvel universe.
And there's my second note. Captain Marvel is queen.
I wonder how they're going to handle that, because the whole point of Superman being all powerful is like he's an all powerful alien that fights with like human morality in himself. Not that they've ever bothered to make a movie that actually dealt with that, but still, they tried, they failed.
Well,
Was that what they were trying to do in Justice League? Because it didn't work.
That's what they tried to do in Batman versus Superman.
If they had edited that better, I think
And
it would have been a bit better.
Justice League was supposed to be a resolution to that whole story arc.
And instead we got,
not that.
you smell nice. I don't know why. That's one of the only lines that stick with me from that movie. It was just so weird and out of place.
I remember my man, and that's all I
rewatched that movie last week because
I
I
have
bought
issue
it
with that.
for Black Friday, and I still think it's a good movie. But
Still.
It has such bad CGI in some
That movie was
scenes.
so bad, it started a podcast.
Yay! Like, I don't know if I told y'all, but, like, Cyborg has, like, some serious floating head issues in some scenes.
Oh yeah, I saw you talk about that.
It looks
Cyborg's one of my biggest problems in that movie.
I kind of almost want to borrow the Blu-ray from you so that I can see it in pristine bad quality.
It looks pretty bad.
I want a shirt that
A lot
says
of the
that
green screen
pristine
shots look really bad too
quality.
on Blu-ray. So,
If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. The problem with Cyborg's arc is that one, there
wasn't
isn't one. Two, they kept mentioning what it was going to be, and then it never happened. And I think that would have been fantastic if Cyborg had went full on bad guy on them without being able to control it. And so he's like beating people up and crying and apologizing the whole time because they're always saying like, "What if he's gonna lose?" And he never does.
well, I read
If
a
they
thing.
had built Justice League up with 2 movies instead of 1 movie,
I agree.
where they actually, because they had
They totally
interesting
could've.
characters,
But instead, they took one movie and shortened it down to less than one movie.
and then turned a CGI Ryan
I read a
Stiles
thing
into a bad guy.
that
Because when I look at him, I just see Ryan Stiles, strangely enough.
one of the things that got changed, or rather deleted, from Zack Snyder's cut to Whedon's cut that explains something, was that the reason why Cyborg body targeted Superman was because there was originally a scene, during the scene where they're reviving Superman, you know in Batman vs. Superman where Batman has that future glimpse and Flash shows up? Apparently in that scene, Cyborg was going to have a similar glimpse of the future that showed Overlord Superman. And so once Superman revived, he snapped out of that vision, but the suit's mind, whatever, didn't. And so when they saw Superman, when the suit detected Superman, they thought that they were still under attack. And that's why the suit targets Superman in that scene. But we don't get that explanation because
There's
they cut
so
that scene
many
out.
things they cut that make the movie make sense. Why is that? Also, why are we talking about Justice League? This is supposed to be a
Because
Marvel
we always
episode.
do. It is our destiny.
It's just.
I think it's because I watched it recently and you brought it up, so I want to talk about it. But
Well, I
it's
mean,
not a
that's
big
fine. It's just it bugs me that everyone's like, well, see, and you know the Rob Schneider version, and every time it's like that makes sense.
deal. Rob Schneider.
Rob Schneider.
Hey, Batman.
I would watch it.
Zack Snyder.
No, I'm sticking with Rob Schneider. My brain messed
It's
up.
funny
I'm gonna
because
stick
me
with
and
it.
a friend of mine actually came up with an idea for an Adam Sandler Batman movie and casted all the villains appropriately.
Oh, jeez.
And I think Rob Schneider ended up being Penguin.
But every time I hear someone mentions something they cut from that edition, it just makes more sense. Why do they? Because I will forever argue with the whole beginning. Like, you ever fought a hippo? And I get what it's supposed to convey, but reshooting and keeping that 15 minutes as opposed to all the scenes they took out is what bothers me. Like, if they wanted to keep that scene in a 2-hour version of that movie, fine. But cutting it down to like an hour and 15 minutes and still leaving the first 15 minutes, that stupid scene, no, that is
Which
is
all the
not
more
justifiable.
reason is my complaint for 2 movies. 2 movies they could have kept and
Yeah, it
stuff
probably
like
should've
that. They could have built up the characters because there were way too many new characters in it. And
If they had met the other ones, even if they just met Aquaman
yeah.
or maybe Flash first, I don't know.
But see, and it's like they could
don't
have
know.
they could
I don't know.
have built up especially Cyborg and Flash because I mean, I don't know. I feel Aquaman comes on and he's kind of what you see is what you get.
Yeah, I'm hoping that movie ends up.
See,
being
I
good.
feel like for
Same.
a movie that's introducing so many new characters, it did okay.
Yeah, it just shouldn't.
It could have had 1 or 2 more character moment scenes to really drive that in there.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's not even could have. It was supposed to have 1 or 2 more character-driven
Yeah.
scenes.
And now
Bad.
switching over to a franchise that spent 10 years building
It
up all
makes
their
me-
characters.
The weird thing to me is Justice League. Is that the one that basically opens with Wonder Woman in the bank doing all that
Yes.
stuff?
Oh yeah.
Because I made the joke that I
I
thought that
complain
the bomb
about
was
that.
bread.
We didn't need that.
Exactly. We already had enough Wonder Woman. That time could have been devoted to more of any other character, but I'm pretty sure they were just the mindset Wonder Woman sold, so we're gonna have
That's
more Wonder
exactly
Woman.
what it was.
That's not what they needed. We need variety. You
Since
can't
when
just,
has Warner Brothers done what we needed?
Nothing.
I'm
when it
trying to
comes
think of a movie.
DC. I mean,
What's a good Warner Brother movie?
any of their movies that's not DC movies, with the exception of like the Dark Knight movies,
Yeah,
are
but
good.
the reason the Dark Knight movies were good is because Warner Brother really wanted kind of nothing to do with them. I don't think they
That was all Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, I don't think they expected them to be that good, and they ended up being pretty good. Man, I rewatched. We're just gonna be DC this whole podcast. I rewatched the second one.
The Dark Knight
Is it The Dark Knight? I don't
with
know.
the Joker.
It's such a good movie.
Oh yeah.
It is such a good movie from start to finish. Every character acts their
It's a shame the third one
the way
wasn't
they
as
should.
good.
Every actor acts their butt off. The movie is just so good. And then we got Suicide Squad. Anyways,
Wish we're getting a second one.
oh boy.
Yay!
I think for the second Suicide Squad, they should
Not do it.
film. They should film 2 different versions of the movie, and then edit both of those together. Then edit that down to about 15 minutes, and just put it on YouTube, and it'll probably be better than what they're gonna do.
I don't know.
6-second Vine.
I
Yeah,
feel like Suicide Squad's just not made for me. They're very obviously pandering to like
2008 Scene Kids.
2000. Yeah, I mean.
but the problem
basically.
is that's not the way the script was written to be, and so it just you can feel the clash.
But I legit.
So maybe if this one
had-
is supposed to be written to be like that, maybe it'll be okay.
But had that movie come out in 2008, it probably would have done
one
kinda great.
of those movies everyone loved that doesn't age well.
They legit
Space Jam.
got Panic at the Disco to sing Bohemian Rhapsody. If that's not the most 2008 thing you've ever heard in your entire life, I like the cover. I'm not even bashing Panic at the Disco.
Was that in Suicide Squad?
That was for the Suicide Squad soundtrack.
Did they play the whole song?
not in the
on the
movie, it's just
soundtrack,
on
they
the
have
soundtrack.
the
Oh.
soundtrack has the
Because
whole
like
song.
if the whole song was in the movie, I just would have been funny if Brendan Urie got more time in that movie than Jared Leto did.
Yeet.
Like that. I mean, I'm just
Put
saying.
Brendan Urie in all movies.
Speaking of which, I just listened to the
Greatest Showman.
Greatest Showman, Brendy,
Brendy
Gotta get them Brendys.
Brendan Urie.
Brendy Urie. Yeah. That cover.
That cover is so good.
It is really good.
I feel it feels like he's holding back in it. Like I don't know. And then I re-listened to it, and I'm like, there's only one falsetto in it, and I don't know. I just
about Greatest Showman.
What?
I said they're gonna start talking about Greatest Showman.
Because it is the greatest show.
Man.
I still haven't seen it.
No,
Anyways.
but have you at least heard the Panic at the Disco cover of the song?
No, I've been meaning to, but keep forgetting.
You should. Before you leave, I'm going to make you listen to it.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Marvel.
Anything? Yeah, Marvel. Did we want to add anything else to Captain Marvel?
That
Besides-
cat is
Yeah.
the
You know,
cutest.
Nick Fury
Has
looking
hair.
young is already better
I didn't
than Henry
pay
Cavill's
attention. He had
mouth.
2 eyes in that, right? Are we going to see
Yes.
him lose his eye? Because he trusted someone?
The cat.
I wonder if they had always had that plan or they just thought about it now. Because it seems like really appropriate. I trusted someone and lost an eye and it being the scrolls.
That's the
There's
thing.
a
is
meme
that-
going around that it was the cat that did it.
and I hope it's not. Like, it's funny to think about, but as an actual thing, I'd probably
No,
cringe
like
at
literally
it.
him just playing and the cat just bah.
Do you think we would have got that whole scene with the punch in the old lady if it hadn't got memed to hell and back? Do you think they put that in there to justify? She's really not hitting an old lady, guys. It's a monster.
You know, I thought the same thing because I'm like, we didn't need that. I didn't question her hitting that woman. I was like, if Captain Marvel's hitting her, she's bound to have done
There's
something.
got to be some sort of tabloid somewhere that's like, Captain Marvel punches old lady.
Now, however, that old woman, whoever she is, she's awesome because that creepy grin
Oh, yeah.
and everything, like
was a full-on
A+,
Jack's film
well
grin.
done. Like that was great.
Okay, now I guess unless anyone has anything else to add.
Also, with the release of this movie, we now have Sherlock and Watson from 2 different Sherlock series in the Marvel universe.
Oh yeah.
We have Benedict and Martin.
Captain
and then
Marvel.
Did we see him like in actual Kree form in that trailer?
I saw him as Jude Law.
Yeah,
in
because he's
green.
not. Was he green?
No, he was in a green outfit.
I mean,
He's normal skin.
He looked
Yeah.
normal.
White.
I wonder if
Beautiful,
I swear,
shining
if
eyes
he changes
like the ocean.
Wait, so is he full Kree or is he like her or he's half Kree?
I don't
I think
know,
he's
but
half
his
because the
I'm about to
character
say-
he's playing in the comics
'cause, like-
is white too.
well,
so-
and the thing is it's like we all assumed he was playing Marvel. We've all pretty much assumed that.
I don't think they're going to do
They've
Marvel.
released the pops.
he's
Well,
playing Jan Rog.
yeah, they released the pops and they had all the names on it, and you see the character
What
who
a
you were
weird
assuming
side
is
to have
him.
insider knowledge.
Well, from pops,
Yeah.
it's not the first time it's happened.
That's true.
Everyone
true.
knew that Thor was getting his eye back because of the Thor Funko Pop. It's like Funko has spoiled several things just because
Interesting.
of their pops being released.
I still think the worst.
They finally learned with the second half of the Infinity War pops because they waited until the movie came out and released a second batch that included Red Skull and
Oh yeah,
the Spider-Man suit with the legs on
I
it.
still think it's hilarious that they released the Hulk busting out of the Hulk Buster pop, and that scene wasn't even in the movie. That was all one big troll.
I wonder if it was supposed to be.
It was, what I read was that it was a scene. The idea of the Hulk busting out of the Hulk Buster was an idea Whedon had in the script for Age of Ultron, and then decided not to go with it and told Marvel they could use it for something else.
So they sold it to Funko.
So they used it as a misdirect.
I
Instead
still
of the
think-
cool action scene it would have been.
I think at no point should they ever had
Bamboozling.
revealed that the Hulk was going to be in Ragnarok. I've said this in every Marvel
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
That would have been the biggest, most
That would have been
amazing
really cool.
reveal ever. If just like the door opens and Hulk comes out, but no.
Well, the only thing is it's like people like William and myself who go through the
Majority of us would have
IMDb.
already known
We
'cause
would
of
have known,
casting.
and then you would have ended
They-
up knowing because
they
me and
could've-
William can't keep our mouth shut.
they've hid stuff from that before. Maybe not to that extent. They definitely could have done it if they wanted to.
and it's like, I mean, I don't know.
And even so,
I don't know. Finding out Vision was going to be an Age of Ultron was a surprise. Because leading up to the Comic-Con where they
Yeah.
released that trailer, they only ever said they were introducing 2 new characters, and that it was Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. So when they released that banner and
And you
Vision
saw
was on
Vision,
it,
yeah.
everyone collectively lost their
But even
shit.
in the Thor Ragnarok, knowing that Hulk was in there, but not knowing where he was going to show up, because they showed you in the trailer where he's going to show
Yeah.
up, like that still would have been because everyone's like, oh, Mark Ruffalo did his filming, like he could have just been him the
There.
whole time, like no one would have known. But the door's blowing
Well,
open to me. It's,
I was gonna say, not to mention Mark Ruffalo being on set doesn't mean anything. That could just be Mark Ruffalo.
Mark Ruffalo
on set.
just hangs out with these people because he likes hanging out with the cool kids.
I mean, it's like Mark Ruffalo is.
Mark Ruffalo is one of
Does
those
what he
people where you
wants.
need to go up to him and like, you do know you're famous too, right?
Yeah.
It's not just them. All right.
Captain Marvel going full OP binary at the end of the trailer.
With her hair like
With her
up
hair
and everything.
makes me really
Ugh.
excited about seeing her and Thor going at it together.
Do you think like they'll both like shoot out like lightning energy and it'll like intertwine and kill?
That
Don't
would
cross
someone?
the streams.
That would be cool.
That'd be amazing.
I know we really
And it's gotta play the immigrant song in the background.
we didn't really get any of that. That's one going back watching Age of Ultron. They had that big scene where they're all fighting together, but it never really and they were comboing, but it was so quick and so kind of bleh that it never really felt like the true crazy combos that we got like when they did stuff in the original Avengers,
Yeah.
or even Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And I want more of that. Did they do it in
Thor and
Infinity?
Cap have the best combos in all the
Yeah,
movies.
absolutely.
The
I
scene
don't
in
know,
Age of
my-
Ultron where he slams his hammer against the shield to create that blast wave is the
I
coolest.
still
That
think
is one of
my
the good
favorite
things.
combo is Bucky holding Rocket and Rocket shooting in
yeah,
Infinity
that's
War.
a good one.
Maybe some of the ones I'm thinking of are from Age of Ultron. I just think they're from the original Avengers because I try to block out Age of Ultron. Who knows?
Age of Ultron's got some pretty good combos in there.
It's got some good
There's
things
just-
in it. It
the
just,
fight scene is
Especially
just so-
during the 360 shot of all of them together fighting the robots. Like,
Did
you pay
Infinity
attention.
War have a 360 shot?
Huh?
Did Infinity
Not with
War
them
have
fighting.
No.
It didn't have a 360.
not.
Well, it's because in both the original Avengers and in Age of Ultron, there's always that 360 shot where it plays the music. The
Bum, bum,
We just got Thor descending from the heavens instead.
and no immigrant song.
It's
I expect
fine.
that every time Thor does anything from now on. Anything. him reading a book, faint in the background.
It's just always.
It's like they're trying to talk in a room and you just hear it and you just assume it's back there, and then Thor just walks in and you cannot hear anyone
That was
talking
Loki's
anymore.
final curse.
Okay.
Put that on him. It's like, brother, I'll make you cool.
Captain Marvel.
I guess, unless anyone has anything else to add,
Brad needs to watch the trailer.
I need to watch the Infinity War trailer. I've never seen it. I made it all day without watching it.
I'm so proud of you.
I watched it as soon as I could.
I received a text message at 7:30 this morning.
I overslept.
And immediately
I overslept.
watched it.
I didn't get up till 10. I had to go pick up Alicia.
What was that like?
It wasn't good, actually. I had stuff to do, but I went to pick up Alicia. We went to the store to get groceries. We got something to eat. We came back. I've been helping her study for her math final, and I haven't had time.
Oh, yeah.
I am someone who needs to know everything. As soon as the information is released, I spoil everything for myself on purpose.
Well, it's like I'm so worried about things like this because I'm on the internet a lot. So if I don't watch it like immediately when I get on to the internet, it's going to be spoiled for me. And people are so used to me doing that like they'll be like, "Hey, did you see da 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 da?" No, it's like, no.
No, that was a joke. Just because
I'm subscribed to a Marvel movie spoilers subreddit. Just because I like scoops and I like reading the leaks.
I like ice cream scoops.
I
and
like
the rumors
scoops
and
because
stuff.
they pick up more of the dip.
Like some of the fake trailer descriptions for Avengers 4 that's come out in the last couple months have been the best thing ever.
Really?
So many memes. So many subreddit specific memes. Alright, Brad, I wanna watch the trailer.
I want to watch it too.
I am incredibly underwhelmed.
Of
in
course.
every sense.
I'm not shocked.
I mean,
It's just the first trailer.
I guess. Endgame?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The title. Yeah, I'm kind of meh about the title.
Endgame?
Oh, yeah.
It feels very 2018 Reddit.
It sounds like it should be a football movie.
Well-
Avengers Endgame.
Can you bang your mic on the floor anymore?
People started theorizing that could be the title during the summer. And then the Russos were like, that's not it. Y'all are stupid. Y'all are not even close.
I bet you anything the Russos didn't even have a title, and they're like, you guys guess what the title is. And that one got super popular. Like, no, that's not the title. Oh, it is.
Well, the rumor...
I think I would have been happier with Infinity War 2.
Yeah.
Someone on the inside...
I would have been happier with Farmer Thanos, the
Endgame,
Scarecrow.
I get it. And maybe it'll make more sense later.
Someone on the inside said that apparently the Russos struggled between calling it Infinity Gauntlet, Endgame, or Annihilation. And they went with Endgame.
Yeah.
But
Annihilation would have worked. I'm
There's
going to blame
there's
Natalie
there's-
Portman for that one.
Annihilation is already a sequel. It's the Mortal Kombat sequel.
well,
Oh, it's already also
a lot of
just
the
a movie
popular
that
ones
came out
amongst
recently.
the fans on Reddit, Endgame was one, Eternity War was one, and Avengers Forever was one.
They all suck.
I thought
Avengers
Eternity,
Forever sounds like a My Little Pony crossover.
I thought that Eternity War was okay. Because apparently the movie's supposed to be doing like some multiverse shit.
I don't know. Eternity Forever sounds like Avengers jewelry at like K Jewelers.
Avengers
Every
4.
kill begins with K.
Avengers
That was nice.
4, more floor. We brought it back.
Thor 4, more floor.
Avengers 4 Into the Multiverse. I feel like there's a title. of another movie. I
Avengers
just can't think what it
4.
It's a
Paul
Spider-Man
Rudd
movie.
still
Oh, yeah,
does
that's
not
right,
have
yeah.
a script.
Oh, that's even better. Yeah, Avengers 4 Into the Multiverse.
I'm okay with Endgame.
I'm alright with it.
Specifically because they've mentioned the Endgame in the last two Avengers movies, so it seems fitting.
Every
thought they were
superhero
just
thing
gonna
ever
straight
is
up just
always
call
said
it
They should have
Avengers.
just called it like Avenge. Just took off half the title.
No, they should have called it Avengers. Avengers, Avengers.
I for real thought they were just going to call it Avengers because that's the title on YouTube.
Or they could have just called it Aven.
I think
That was good. That was a good one.
I think
Just
Endgame's a fine title.
They should just call it End.
Avengers: The End.
And then it just comes up and then it just goes off. There's
it was
nothing.
supposed to be Infinity
Like,
War
hour and a
Part
half
2,
credits.
but that's not good enough.
Well,
whatever.
I mean, if it was good enough for Twilight, it's good enough for Marvel.
Probably why they didn't do it.
We don't want to
Because
do
you got Twilight, Breaking Dawn Part 2, Deathly Hallows Part 2. Those
Cars
stupid,
Part 2.
Those stupid Divergent movies tried to do a two-parter. Hunger Games did a two-parter. They probably didn't want to do that, just to not associate with all those crappy two-parter movies.
Even though
I mean, it makes sense. In the Marvel Universe,
there
there's
is
been a
no
lot of movies that are
two-parters.
connected.
All the movies
and
are
they're gonna
connected.
do part 2, so I don't know.
Avengers Forever is an actual Marvel Comics event storyline.
Avengers Forever sounds like a cartoon drawn by the people who make modern day cartoons and is
Okay.
crossed with My Little Pony. Like, it just sounds cheesy.
Called Avengers Assemble.
I should have called it
That's what the cartoon
Avengers
on Netflix is
Eternity
called,
War.
It is, yeah.
Eternity War.
I don't know. It's just like
War.
Avengers 4. War never
War.
changes.
I don't
Avengers
know.
4, more war.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like-
it. We solved it.
You're
I
welcome.
feel like no matter what title they would have gone with, it would have sounded underwhelming.
Probably.
Coming off of Infinity War.
I should have called it Avengers 4, Tony Stark dies.
Thank God.
Tony Stark is dying in space with a box of scraps.
Space, the final frontier.
Actually, he doesn't even have a box of scraps anymore. He said he ate all
ate
the
it
food.
all.
He's just got a box,
We hate that too.
and he ate that too.
So who was he talking to?
He's
Who was
talking
he?
to a Pepper.
He was leaving a message for Pepper.
Not Pepper Potts. Literally a
Just
bell pepper he
the
once
Pepper
had
from Blue's
Chipotle.
Clues.
It was really good.
He was sending Pepper from Blue's Clues a message.
I think he's talking to himself. Because the only person he'd dream of is himself.
Well, that's the interesting part about that conversation. It's him sending a message to Pepper, but he's speaking directly to the Iron Man helmet, so you get that cool little thing like even when I dream of you,
Yeah.
it's always you.
I
So
almost feel emotionally
You think it's
if
Pepper?
they,
Maybe it's a new AI he's talking to in the helmet.
but I almost feel if they had changed the speech around a little bit, and instead of him speaking to the Iron Man helmet, had him speaking to the Spider-Man mask about how he failed Peter, I think that trailer would have killed me.
he didn't leave a mask behind though. It
Shut
got
up,
dusted.
William!
Why did he not? He didn't have it on.
It was
Because
part of
half the
costume,
clothes went
though,
away
and
too.
The costume got dusted.
Half the clothes were dusted.
Why
so,
did their clothes get dusted?
So
That
like
doesn't make no sense.
you've got Pete walking down the street, and then next thing you know,
Every day
whoop!
Pete's walking down the street, and he's got a meat.
It doesn't make sense that their clothes would get dusted too, but whatever.
It's like, oh,
Maybe they're immediate clothes, but he didn't have his mask on. Was it in his hand?
The mask?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. He's
It's
wearing
nanotech.
the nanotech one. That's right. Okay.
only half the nanotech was snapped away. So they formed the mask so that Tony can.
Nanotechs
be
are living
depressed.
beings. They're just nano
Yeah,
and tech.
yeah.
I don't know. Cool, I guess. I don't really know why
They also her
Hawkeye had a sword.
Because
he's
he's
Ronin.
Ronin now.
Who the fuck is Ronin?
Hawkeye.
That's his samurai persona.
Yeah.
When did that become a thing?
It's been a thing for a while.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like it.
Everyone was predicting that it was going to happen in the first one. Well, then Jeremy Renner went and broke both his arms and then went to play tag with some friends.
I don't think he was
And-
ever supposed to be in the first one.
No, he recorded stuff. That's how he injured himself.
Well, he injured himself on the set of Tag
Oh, I thought he injured himself on the
Yeah.
set of Avengers.
I don't think so.
because the shot where he breaks his arms is in the movie.
Is it really?
Mhm.
Which scene?
I think it's the scene where Ed Helms is dressed like the grandma.
Is it really?
Yeah, because I remember hearing that somewhere where Jeremy Renner said that the shot that he breaks his arms is in the movie.
The more I watch
And
that
says
movie,
it's
the
in
more
that
I love
scene.
it.
I've still
I
never
think
got around
it's
to
that
seeing
scene.
I
it.
It's-
love that movie.
It's either that scene or it's the scene in the bar. I can't remember which one though. But yeah,
You should watch it.
His family gets dusted, I guess, so he goes to Japan
If Pepper's dusted,
and
I'd be
becomes a
very happy.
badass samurai warrior.
That's awesome. So, okay, is this movie, do you know, because I know that you typically try and find all the info that you can on a movie, is this one taking place directly after
do
Infinity
not
War, or is there
know.
going to be a time skip?
I'm hearing
Because
a
deep
bunch
down,
of
I want a
different
time
things.
skip.
I've heard 5 years,
I want
but I
a
don't
time
know
jump
at this point.
because I want to see a bit of it right after it happens, like that chaos and everything. But I want to see 5 years later when people have just kind of learned to live with it, because that's what humans do. I mean, something happens and you adapt and you survive. And so I want to see that 5 years later where most people still have that dwelling thing of what happened. They don't understand what happened. They just know that this happened, but they're adapting and they're moving on. And then you've got the Avengers who literally are still stuck in this, we caused this to happen.
What I
sort of
think's going to
thing.
happen is I feel
Give
like
me pain.
because you have the pre-Marvel logo scenes, I
Mhm.
feel like they're going to have one, and the one for this movie is going to take place immediately after, and it's going to be in Wakanda, them sitting around figuring out what happened and if they can do anything about it and realize they can't. Or maybe Thor decides to go off and try to find Thanos, and they can't find him, and then you get a time cut after the Marvel logo 5 years later. We're still looking for Thanos, no one knows where he is, and we don't know how to fix this. So everyone's just adjusted to it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed, but the shot in the trailer where Bruce is looking at the pictures of Scott and Peter missing, right before it flashes to Peter, it shows a picture of Shuri and says that she's missing. So so I guess she got snapped.
No.
And I'm assuming Ross gets snapped too, since all the Avengers are hanging out at Avengers headquarters. So
I hope he comes back. Otherwise, this is a waste of a character. I want
see, I'm
Wait,
very
Avengers.
interested to
who's-
see how
wait,
they
Ross?
He's the bad guy general.
General Ross,
That's been around since the first movie.
Oh.
the Accords guy.
Because
very
the one that we think is going to make
curious
the evil Avengers. Because I think he does in the
Oh.
comics, if I'm not mistaken. He makes
Yeah.
one of them.
I feel like however this movie plays out, I feel like it's going to lead in the main conflict for Black Panther 2, because I feel like M'Baku is going to be the king of Wakanda now. And I feel like there's going to be such a long period that when T'Challa comes back, that's why M'Baku will be the villain of Black Panther 2. Is because Wakanda will get behind M'Baku because he led them to
When they were
prosperity,
in their...
while T'Challa brought nothing but death and destruction to Wakanda.
I could see that.
Not that it matters any, because he can just beat the crap out of him and become king.
I still love M'Baku. I'll
Oh wait, no,
support
he has
him
to wait.
even
He
as
has
a
to wait for the
villain.
next king. That's not like a roundabout thing. He has to do that for the next king.
That's
so-
why I'm.
That's
That's
right.
why
You
I'm.
couldn't do that. Never mind, I
That's
take it
why
back.
I'm very excited to see what happens. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to come back at this point because I feel like it's not gonna be something as simple as bringing them back with the snap of a finger.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be like some multiverse type stuff, but I don't know.
Maybe even that Hawkeye was a multiverse Hawkeye.
One of my
which is why
coworkers
he's
Maybe he doesn't have a family.
Maybe they all got snapped.
One of my coworkers think that the Scott Lang
Or
at the
maybe
end
there's
of the
two
trailer,
Hawkeyes and main Hawkeye Prime is still not going to want to fight because he's a coward.
One of my coworkers
Because he's a
think that
farmer. He can relate to Thanos.
that the Scott Lang at the end of the trailer is a Skrull. But I don't think so.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I thought it was just Paul Rudd walking onto the set and trying to get in.
How do the scrolls work? They
Well,
get like
you
memories
open
and
them
stuff?
and you read them.
I don't know. I need to look into that. I think they might.
Because otherwise it wouldn't be that weird for him to know that they all fought each
I
other.
think this is how they're going to start leading into Secret Wars as Skrulls disguising themselves as people that got decimated.
Oh, that'd be
Makes sense.
terrifying.
Maybe not as like main characters, but maybe some
Yeah.
side characters.
Maybe even some main characters. I wonder if what if the scrolls Endgame.
World domination.
Would they want to get half? Would they want to get half their?
I don't
Would they want to
know.
get everyone back?
I don't know.
Is it
what
possible
the
that some of the
Skrulls-
Avengers that are helping them are actually Skrulls because they need all the crap to go back to the way it was too?
Well, because it's
Well,
like
Skrulls
if the
have a
snap
really
took
weird agenda.
if the snaps took half of everything in the universe, then that would affect them as well.
That'd be really weird if like some of the people that helped turned out to be the bad guys later.
Teamwork.
But the thing about Ross is like the reason I really, because before I was like maybe they're keeping him around to do the evil Avengers, even with the Accord things. But even in the last movie, in the Infinity War, he tries to arrest the Avengers. He's still pushing that crap. Like they're pushing it so hard. If they don't do it, I feel like it's just a bunch of wasted time.
Yeah.
But they might not do it. I don't even know how they'd make a movie out of it. To be perfectly honest, I don't care.
They'll figure something.
I'll
out.
watch it anyways.
Oh yeah.
I wonder what we'll get. Bleh.
I'm absolute Marvel trash.
I wonder what they're
Legit,
gonna
they
do.
could just throw out a movie of like Thanos sitting there like with like a hoe or a rake, just like in the dirt, and I'd be like, yeah, quality. Let's do this.
Still better CGI than Justice League. I don't know. I don't have much else to add.
I had something, then I forgot.
It's because you lay on the couch. You're going to sleep. Wake up, William!
Apparently, we're supposed to get a Spider-Man 2 trailer tomorrow.
Oh
Ugh.
yeah, because it
Why
was
are we
supposed to
recording
drop
this now?
today,
Let's
wasn't
record
it?
tomorrow.
But they bamboozled us.
They bamboozled
What if
us.
they dropped it like right now?
That'd be hilarious.
And we pick up
That'd
our
be
phones.
so
I'm
funny.
very interested to see how they market the movie. But the thing is, I'm not entirely sure
Well,
what...
it's okay because whatever his movie doesn't spoil, Tom Holland will spoil for us.
But I don't know what
Hey
time...
everyone, I'm alive.
Like, what part of the timeline the new Spider-Man movie is supposed to take place in. I don't know if it's supposed to be after Avengers 4 or before Infinity War. And so it's going to be interesting to see how they market it, because they could just as easily say, oh, this takes place before Infinity War.
What is
And it could-
Spider-Man 2 called?
Far From Home.
Far From Home. That's
And it could be true, but it could be a bamboozle. I don't know.
Or it could be just a 3-minute clip of ashes blowing in
I'm
the
sorry,
wind.
it just clicked in my head what that title meant. Everything like clicked because he dusted on a planet, and if they all are
the real reason it's called that, because the movie takes place during a field trip to like
shut up.
London.
But think of it this way:
Does he stop London Bridge from falling down?
So it'll be
he
Spider-Man
was
in
dusted on another planet. What if everyone comes back where they were originally dusted? So then they have to go save Spider-Man.
What if it doesn't work the way we think they do, and they're all actually in the Soul Gym, and the Spider-Man 2 takes place
What
in the
if
Soul
it's
Gym?
What if it's like
Spider-Man-
that weird Capri Sun parody where everyone doesn't come back correctly?
What if Spider-Man in this Spider-Man movie is a Skrull?
Hey, that would be something.
Every movie from now on is just about Skrulls.
One of my coworkers today told me that in
Is
the
a Skrull?
comics, Peter Parker was a Skrull for 10 years and no one knew.
Did he know?
I can't remember
That'd
if
be
he
a
said he knew or
plot
not.
twist.
Well, maybe not. I mean, I think they do sleeper agents. I don't know.
But anyways, we're supposed to get Spider-Man 2 trailer tomorrow. Jake Gyllenhaal's confirmed to be Mysterio, so that's cool.
Do
oh
we
yeah, there's already
think-
been set pictures of that.
Huh?
There's already been set pictures of that.
Yeah, but none of the studios never officially confirmed his casting.
Oh.
It's really weird.
So they finally did it a few days ago. But there
Um,
has been set pictures of Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah.
Do we think that, because I remember, and as far as Marvel theories go, that Martin Freeman's character has been a Skrull this whole time?
No,
We don't think that?
I don't think so. He's too nice.
So, but with the job he ends up getting, like, what if, like, all the people that he's, like, therapying and has captured, he just replaces with Skrulls and lets them all out?
I would like to see Martin Freeman play a bad guy, especially like to see him play a bad guy in such a big movie.
Like, that's why he's so happy when they capture Crazy Dude at the end of Civil War. He just replaces them with Skrulls. I don't know. That theory makes more sense when I read it,
What
but
if
I don't remember all of
Martin
it.
Freeman himself is
In real life?
in real life
Is
is
a
a
Skrull?
Skrull? He's too chill.
Can Skrulls do magic?
What if
Because then
Coulson
they
was a
couldn't
Skrull
replace,
this
like,
whole time?
Doctor Strange people, right? What?
Coulson's in Captain Marvel. What if Coulson was a Skrull this whole time?
Then he'd be half Skrull, half Kree at this point now? That'd be one heck of a villain, I suppose.
So, do you think that they're going to make Captain Marvel's cat an alien?
I don't know.
Because in the comics,
Probably. There's
In the
a
comics-
toy leak of Nick Fury and the cat, but the cat standing on its hind legs, and it's got a muzzle and handcuffs and feet cuffs.
so it very well may be.
So yeah, very well maybe.
Yep,
Well, I
right
would-
here, Captain Marvel toy line puts Goose the cat in chains as comic throwback. Because
It could just be a comic
it's a
throwback. though.
flurkin. Because I actually have the comic where
A
they talk about it.
flurkin sounds like something they'd eat in chowder.
Well, no, in one of the comics, Rocket Raccoon ends up on the ship with Captain Marvel and pulls his gun out on Chewie, and is like, she's like, put that away, that's my cat. And he's like, it's a flurkin. And she goes, no, it's not, it's my cat. And he like goes into all this stuff and says they lay like millions of eggs, and before you know it, there's an infestation and da-da-da. And so he's trying to kill the cat, and the cat of course hates him and stuff like that. And she's like, it's just a cat. And then later on in that comic, she's like, where's Chewie? And she opens a door, and Chewie's like just on top of a mound of eggs.
How had he not done that before?
I love that cat.
All right.
Look at him so proud of his eggs.
Wants to add?
Yeah, I don't have a whole lot to add, honestly. I feel like there was more stuff, but I didn't write any of the notes, and I can't remember any of them now.
I was gonna write notes, and I never did.
I wrote some notes for the Christmas podcast we're about to record.
Oh, I should have done that instead of writing notes while I was talking, because these aren't gonna do me any good.
Not really, no.
I'm gonna go ahead and start on my other
Oh,
ones.
Christmas tree. Oh, Christmas tree.
This has been Nerdly Kingdom.
So,
What's the Christmas podcast going to be about?
Christmas. That was a stupid question.
Are we going to talk about the history of Christmas?
yes, we
Once
are.
upon a time,
In a
Jesus was
land
born.
not so far away.
pagans were worshiping pagans things, and
And
some
making
king went
trees.
like, "Psych! This is when Jesus was born. Guess you're Christian now. Gotcha!" And the pagans were
And
like,
then murdered
"Can we
them
still
all."
celebrate our stuff?" He's like, "Sure, let's just be Christian." They go, "Okay."
Gotcha.
Bamboozled.
Say Easter's the same way.
So, anyway, I mean, I'm sure if you're listening to this, you've actually watched the Infinity War trailer, possibly even the Captain Marvel trailer. If you haven't, do it. Let us know what you thought. We'd love to hear it. God knows we always end up talking about Marvel
Tell
anyway.
us what you think their end game is. What is
Yeah.
their end game? Did we theorize on that? Oh, well, it doesn't matter.
Well, the reason it's called Endgame is because
It's the end
it's the end game.
of the game.
It's the end game for this franchise.
Yeah, I get that. I meant to ask earlier before I forgot. What do we think they're supposed to be? What are they trying to do? Did we just decide on multiverse?
Don't know. The rumors I've heard is that they're assembling their own gauntlet,
Their own god.
but I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Whatever. Continue
Well,
the outro.
as always, if you like what you heard, if you didn't like what you heard, go ahead, send us a message on our email at nerdlykingdom@gmail.com. You can hit us up on our Instagram at thenerdlykingdom. Get us on Twitter. We're getting better at it at _nerddom. Or on our Facebook page at The Nerdly Kingdom. We'd really love to hear from you, and we'd really like to make this discussion.
Yeah. Woo.
Sweet.
Beep.
Well, see, my favorite part
We
is
haven't even
when
started this actual
my
podcast.
favorite part
Hi,
is when
everyone.
Coulson leaps down from the moon and leaves a crater, and he puts on some sunglasses and says, "It's morphin time." And then the Avengers logo smashes together.
And crushes
And
Coulson.
it-
And he dies again.
And it
they
says-
reboot Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to bring him back.
And it says Saban's Avengers.
Avengers.
This time.
It's personal.